Hi, my name is Dutt. I just graduated from the cybersecurity program. My family's been in Texas for most of my life, and I just received a job offer as a cybersecurity analyst. So out of high school, I actually thought about going to India for medical school. My parents pushed it, and so I went to India for 6 years to become a physician and then do an internship there. When I got back to the United States, I needed to take exams. But at the same time, I was trying to work some minimum wage jobs to get some experience in the medical field at the same time. From there, I finally reached a point where the stress was too much and other factors as well led me to change into a career that I'm actually more passionate about in IT and cybersecurity. I always loved tech. Even in the background, while I was learning medicine, I was helping my friends and family with their technology, just troubleshooting mainly, and I wanted to learn more about it. So after the stressful career that I had in medicine, I shifted. And the thing that really helped me was my friend at the basketball court. There's a local basketball court that we go to where I met an individual who told me about CYDEO. And he's the one who really pushed me, triggered me into the whole idea that I can do it, and I can do it pretty quickly instead of having to, change careers, spend years trying to gain that experience again. Healthcare was definitely 24 to 48-hour shifts where I'm trying to take care of patients. And it was good whenever they were recovering, but it was really bad whenever they weren't able to survive their visit to the hospital. And I just wanted to be in a less stressful setting. I know cybersecurity will still have its stresses, but hopefully it's a bit less. I actually worked in a hospital for, let's say, $80 a month equivalent for 12 months in India. And then when I got here, I was also working minimum wage in a hospital just to gain experience. Our family is supposed to be a family of doctors. They were pharmacists, and they pushed us, me and my brother, into thinking that being a physician is the only thing that we could do. So when I told them about that, they were distraught. They were they were going a bit haywire, to say the least. And for me to convince them to change careers was a big task. It left me financially not in a good position, and this CYDEO was my only hope of actually, being independent, starting a career, things like that. I gave them an ultimatum. I said, give me 6 to 9 months. If I don't have a job in cybersecurity by then I'd go back to healthcare. I didn't know anything about cybersecurity before starting this path. And with CYDEO, they helped me get certifications. They helped me understand what I needed to do when I get my job and everything in between. It started off with that first day with Mayada introducing everyone, letting us know how the course is going to be. She told us that it might be a little bit boring at the beginning for that first month until you get your Security Plus certification. But then afterwards, when you're applying it in range force and using, hands-on modules, then it becomes a lot more interesting. It was a great experience. We had students in my class or my batch that were very participating. They participated a good amount. They kept the lectures more engaging. I did like the flexibility that we had to be at home and be able to, learn from home. And then after class, we also had certain sessions that we had between students, or maybe even with the mentors, where we tried to review what we learned in the day or the week. And that was very helpful. I was worried at the end, but I was told by, mentors and other people that you need to keep searching for jobs. You need to put in applications. Wait at least 6 months before you actually get a solid offer for a job. And with that in the background, it was a great experience. My feeling was I needed to review my resume and get it out there as soon as possible, and just start the job process, really. For me to make this career change, I had to go against my family as well as my source of income. I was literally just paying off month by month. And so, yes, it was a bit financially motivated for me to, receive a job offer as soon as I could. So CYDEO was very, very helpful when it came to preparation for these interviews. It was very scary at first, though. Let's say CYDEO gave us the questions, they gave us, the mentors to help us understand like what was going to happen during the interviews and maybe during the job itself. But it was a scary process at first, just because it'll be weeks and months before you actually get an interview or a job. And sometimes you feel that, the interview process might be bleak, but it just takes time. You just have to keep getting out those applications, and they're very supportive. CYDEO keep up with different lectures and things like that during the week to make sure that you're staying up to date, you're still learning, you're still progressing at the same time as looking for a job. They gave me the confidence I needed during the interviews. Once you start answering questions properly at the beginning, it just starts rolling from there. When it comes to being more talkative myself, I was actually really shy, but then I knew I needed to push myself to become more talkative, to become more confident, because it's necessary for everything that we're going to do now, including go through interviews and get jobs. I need to, project a better version of myself. I didn't think I was going to get a job like that, making that much money right away. My expectations were much lower. And what happened during the time is I got a call. I was in traffic, and because I was trying to talk to the manager at the time, I missed my exit by like 3 to 5 miles, and I didn't get home for another hour, but I was happy to go through that extra hour of traffic knowing that, I got a job offer. Oh, it was one of the best days of my life, just because out of every experience, this was one of those experiences where I had the least amount of support from family or friends. And just to prove my parents wrong, it was a great feeling. When I walked into the door, that's the first thing I did. I walked up to mom and dad, and I let them know that, it was worth it. It was worth the change over the last few months, all that work. It paid off. Yes, so that was an emphasis I made on that day. I let her know that I would be making a little less than double the amount that I would be making if I kept going with my medical career at this time. She was not only surprised, but very happy for me at that time. So while I'm working as a cybersecurity analyst, I do want to go up that chain of command. I do want to be level 2, level 3, and hopefully, managing my own SOC. That's where I do want to start. At the same time, I do want to get a bachelor's and hopefully a master's with computer engineering. Beyond that, I don't really know. It can be anywhere. I will be constantly learning in this field. There's no end to the amount of education I can get in this field. I'll be learning as I work as well. And the second thing is the amount of flexibility it gives me with the rest of my life. Just being able to do everything else and learn and grow is just perfect.